Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert. Do your own research. Today I'm just going to review a lot of the memes. I think that memes are still going to lead most of the action for the most part. I guess I could be wrong. In 2021, we had different sectors leading, alt layer ones, metaverse, Axie, Infinity, and gaming. You know, you saw a lot of these narratives and lots of liquidity going from one sector to the next. That never stopped actually since 2021, and you know, even the cycle memes were the primary driver. AI also had some good coins as well, but I still think that going forward, memes are probably the ones to really look for. So I'm just going to review a lot of the memes now today. Doge, Popcat, Pepe, Shib, Bonk, Whiff, a few others. Anyways, this is Dogecoin. Doge, like one thing I really want to highlight is that Doge is not going to do what it did last cycle. Last cycle, you know, it went like, well, like really like sub penny, like far and away, and then it went almost to $1, like 75 cents I think it went up to. I can't remember. Yeah, 75 cents, and it died. Doge is not there, like there's not another coin that's going to pull a Doge this cycle, in my opinion. Like it's just not possible for a lot of reasons, but just the overall astronomical gain that a lot of the Dogecoin holders had last cycle is not possible to replicate in these current conditions in current market environment. Like we are going to see a lot of, sure, like, you know, if you got into like Pepe at like, you know, I don't know, 200K market cap or something like that, and like just held it, then like, you know, sure, it's like, you know, it's a good game for you. But or if you find some of these other like obscure shit coins, like if you find Popcat on day one, you know, of course you're going to win. But like I'm talking about like from an overall market participant point of view, where like if you've been in crypto for a long time, everybody has a Dogecoin story, a Dogecoin trade where we've all like, you know, used to buy Doge BTC and just like wait and then have it go like 5x, and then you sell it and then you wait another like 3, 4, 5, 6 months and then you do it again. Everybody has those types of stories where like it's very easily like everybody bought Doge, everybody like had a big stack at one point and everybody sold it. That opportunity is available for everyone, and obviously like, you know, buying like Popcat on day one or whatever, that's still available to everyone as well, but it's much harder to find these types of opportunities, and they're very difficult in general for like the average person. Like you have to get very lucky in general, but you also have to have a lot of different like alpha groups and just tools overall. So like I want to preface like my overall thoughts on the meme coin market in that regard. Like, you know, everybody's looking for the next Doge. Well, like I don't personally believe there's going to be another Doge, potentially ever, if I'm being honest with you. Like having that type of run, given the liquidity environment that we saw in 2021, given the overall like madness, you know, we might not see another run like that ever again. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Never say never, but anyways, let's just like take a look at some of these charts. I think Doge, this is Doge USDT on the weekly. Everything still looks pretty good overall. Like, you know, we saw that big run from 5 or 6 cents or whatever all the way up to 23. Price pulled back all the way to the 786 fib, pretty much to the dot, and had a bounce up to the 0.5 fib, and now it's consolidating around 618 fib, around 12 cents. I expect more ranging, but overall the EMAs on the weekly still look pretty strong. You can see that price is still above these lagging indicators, the weekly charts. My expectation is that this just continues to chill out. There's a lot of confluence in this current area though. As I said, it's the 618 fib. It's the all these EMAs on the daily are just are right around here. I wouldn't be at all surprised just to see this continue chopping between 11 cents and like 15 cents. Overall, I still believe that Dogecoin is going to do something stupid later this year. Do I think it's going to go to like $1? I don't know. Probably unlikely. But Um, and one thing to note is that of all the alt BTC pairs, I think Zuzu said this is that Doge BTC was like the only one to break all time highs. So take that for what you will. I do believe that like maybe we'll see a little bit more chop, but I do actually think that Doge will eventually go test some of these higher levels. I think 35 to 40 cents certainly possible, even as high as maybe 50 cents is possible as well. But Doge might have the problem where it's just too big at this point, where it is still in the top 10 or 15 market cap, I believe, where retail participants might just feel Doge is too expensive from a market cap perspective and just might want to be betting on stuff like Pepe or Whiff or Bonk or all of these other types of these big cap memes where there's still ample liquidity, but the upside is just bigger. So Doge might have that issue, but from a pure TA perspective, like everything still looks good. I wouldn't really treat this as a trade though. I personally think that this is just going to keep chopping around. For most participants, you shouldn't be trading Doge, I would say. Like you should only be trading Doge for a few reasons. Number one, your stack is gigantic, so you want to put in like millions of dollars into this and use it as your primary meme coin exposure. There's extremely good liquidity, not much volatility as of right now, but liquidity is one. Number two, you want to just buy a meme coin that's very safe, stable, won't give you the highest returns, but overall, just like you want exposure to the meme coin super cycle, so to speak. So, if you're just a general retail participant that wants to buy and maybe hold something for a few months, Doge is actually pretty reasonable for that because it's very safe. It's not going to like go to zero like many of these other memes. And, it still looks pretty good. So not really any ample trades in my opinion. I think that Doge is just going to like chop around, but eventually it'll do pretty well in my opinion. If you're looking for entries, I would probably just look for around 11 cents to like just DCA, dollar cost average in from 11 cents to like 14 maybe. You could buy at like 12 cents or so, 12.2 or 12.2. That is a 618 fib. There's a lot of interactions with that level, but again, it's kind of unclear in the short term. Let's look at Shib. Shib chart is much less nice than Doge in my opinion. It consolidated for 650 days and just chilled out before. It was in the same range from May 2022 to kind of this March 24 where it had that huge run up. But as of right now, it just doesn't look as good in my opinion as Doge. All the EMAs are currently above price, which is usually bearish. And I know they had the hack situation where someone hacked, I don't remember what exchange it was, but like lots of Shib holders got, like price kind of got fucked up a little bit. But I mean, overall, like the chart just doesn't look very interesting. Could Shib play catch up to Doge? I mean, potentially like it did in 2021, but I don't really think it's going to flip it again. That seems pretty tough to do. Like I think if there's going to be some sort of flipping, it's probably going to be coming from some sort of outside participant, like I don't know, Whiff or Bonk or something. But I don't expect Shib to currently do that. I think those were just special market conditions that aren't going to be replicated. I don't really know about buying this one personally. Maybe like you could see some fundamental catalysts, but I don't personally see them right now, and I don't see it from a TA perspective either. If I were to currently buy Shib, I don't know how you would even chart this. Like it's around the 786 fib now. I don't know. Like this is just a very unclear chart to me. The weekly EMAs are actually pretty reasonable, but I don't really see this as a personal buy. Like maybe just like see this chop around. I mean, I think that Shib is in the same category as Doge though, where it has great liquidity. Not as much volatility. You can get in with size, and it's just going to chop around. But to be determined if it actually does strong moves. Let's look at Bonk. Bonk, I think, looks pretty good overall. Bonk obviously was like the first kind of big meme on Solana, in my opinion. Like had that strong run before. I don't remember what it was. 2022. It's been a long time. I remember selling my airdrop for nothing. It was worth like maybe $1,000 or something at the time. Wish I had held, obviously, but it still looks pretty reasonable. It's just within this trading range. You can see these strong wicks up in either directions, usually providing good SR regions or good range forming regions. You can see this wick back in December of 23 when it had that first parabolic run. Form the wick to the point where it still acts as a resistance area. And then, if and when price ever comes up to this last ultimate wick, that area should also provide like pretty strong resistance. So like, I expect these two wicks to be pretty significant areas. So, as I said, if and when price comes back up, like it's going to have to go through one of these three different areas, or potentially all three, obviously, if it goes to all-time highs. So still think it's just within the same trading range. It looks pretty reasonable. You can, maybe make the comparisons between Bonk and Whiff. Like both look pretty reasonable, as I said. It's hard to choose one or the other. Like, again, if you're playing these types of games where you're playing in these mid to high cap memes where you're trading, Doge, Pepe, Bonk, Whiff, it's really hard to see like what's going to like lead, what's going to lag. Like, I think that generally speaking, Whiff and Pepe and Bonk probably are better bets than Doge and Shib personally for most participants, but they definitely are going to have more volatility, more downside, and more management. Whereas Doge is just like, it's lindy enough where it's just not going to die. From a TA perspective, like I still think that it's within this big trading range. I mean, it's a very gigantic trading range. You saw price really nuke, had almost like a double top. So it had that strong run in December 23, consolidation period, big run back in March, death down in April, and then it had on the semi double top. If you just strip everything away, you can mark kind of this area as a double top, and it's going to be more evident maybe on lower time frames too. You can even like do this wick here on the 12-hour where it tapped this area and then it died. So again, it's just consolidating. I don't really see this as being a must buy at this area. You can probably be a little bit more patient here. Try to wait for the 200-day EMA, traditionally a very strong buying opportunity. So, if you want to just come on down and just wait for it to go, and then at that point, because you can actually see it being the 200-day EMA being excellent buys all throughout the last several months, all in 2024, and then obviously the last time it was tested back in 23, end of 23. So, still pretty bullish on Bonk. I think it's decent, but it's going to take a little bit longer, in my opinion, before we see some parabolic run. The last big run was in the end of May. So price usually needs like time to consolidate and chop around. Like if you saw like between the last time, it was about 85, it was almost 3 months before it had that last run. So, if you compare it to now, this would be like kind of late August, the last kind of run. Late August from the time it had that double top. Not saying that it's going to be exactly like that, but it wouldn't surprise me. And, sometimes like if you look even like from this first parabolic run, December 23 all the way to like kind of end of February, again, 72 days before it kind of had that first big move up again. So I'm not saying there's like some sort of 3-month cycle at all for Bonk, but it is something to look out, and it's just something to understand too from a TA perspective, where price does need time to just chop around after these parabolic runs. So yeah, I still think Bonk is good, but we'll just be patient with it. Let's take a look at Pepe. Pepe is a good coin. Currently consolidating within this trading range of this kind of 1300 area and this 1100 area. I do have a bag of Pepe. I think that it's one of the good mid caps overall. I am just seeing it chop around. There is a possibility that it loses this range though, and it goes back to this 900, 800 area, 850 to 1000. in which case I'll probably just buy more. It's entirely possible if it comes back down here and you see the 200-day EMA right around this 850 area, that would be interesting as a buy. Then at that point you would just assume that we're going to hit some sort of trading range between this 1300 area and this 850 area, where price overall just kind of consolidates here. You see it forming a bottom, come back up, and then you see it chopping around for a bit longer. Entirely possible. Again, similar to like this big parabolic run it had in April all the way to May. There's several legs up for these types of things. February all the way to March, strong parabolic run followed by a few months of consolidation. Second leg up all the way at the end of May, and now it's consolidating again. So what we're currently at is we're in this area right now. This kind of period between March to May, that's the kind of period that we're currently in. So again, this is the time just to chill out, not really do a whole lot. Buy DCAN if you want. Get ready for the next leg up. And similarly to Bonk, this one had like whatever. This one was like a less consolidation. I think it was only a month. So big parabolic run, downtrend for a month, and then another big run. And currently we are kind of in this 2-month period where we're just shopping around. Again, like not really conclusive. Every coin is going to be different with regards to how much consolidation there is, but still looks relatively decent overall in my opinion, but just be patient with it. Let's check out WIF. WIF is a good coin, obviously, and I think that this one looks quite a bit different than like Bonk. It looked like it formed this kind of longer term bottom where we call it an Adam and Eve pattern, where it goes like this and kind of like this. It's a reversal. So you can see right here, and then kind of like could be a little bit more rounded, but that's a pretty traditional bottom if you want to look at that. But overall, it still looks pretty reasonable in my opinion. The bottom was like formed with this level around this 2.25 area where you can see lots of taps on it from a support region all throughout, kind of this April, May 24 period, followed by a breakdown, went back up, tested it, and now it's at that current level again. So to me, like this area is a pretty interesting area to bid, anywhere from here all the way down to like this 210 area. In my opinion, is an interesting area to bid. It'd make a lot of sense to me if it formed some sort of short-term bottom and then came up to like 293 or whatever, pulled back and then higher. Of all the coins that we have reviewed today, I think that WIF probably looks the best in terms of actively trading so far. The chart itself still looks pretty reasonable. So let's kind of see what happens. But like overall, like this is an interesting area to bid around here, in my opinion. So, let's take a look. Popcat, another interesting one. I think that Popcat was a really strong coin. Popcat led a meme coin kind of cat meta on chain, a few weeks ago, and a lot of those coins are currently pulling back, chilling. I was of the opinion that if Popcat lost this kind of current range, then things are just going to be over for a lot of those memes. Doesn't look like that's happening quite yet. This wick back at 68 cents is providing support, followed by the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. You can see that, price is just chilling out here. And I still believe that price is just still within this trading range. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see this more consolidation and then maybe like have its second leg up. I will say that it looks pretty bearish on lower time frames. And I actually remember checking things out at the end of July, not even like July 24th. I was actually really scared about this potential head and shoulders. So I remember putting a tweet out there where I was like, I'm scared that it's going to come up, have a lower high, and then come back down. And that's actually what ended up happening. But like most people, I got caught up in the bullishness still, still was bullish and on all that. But what would be nice to me to see is just more consolidation here. And you might see some deviations in both directions around this 200 EMA, but it would be nice to see something form like this, where you see consolidation for, I don't know, a few weeks, and then you see price come back up. That would be really nice to see, I think. Yeah. And it looks like I'm receiving a phone call, so I am going to stop this video now. But I really enjoyed doing this, guys, and I'll be doing more videos soon. Talk soon.